So we have one of the physics teachers here at Independence School he will explain the rest as he is cleaning up after his teachings. So Mr. Briber, would you mind giving us your full name and your previous and current career?
My name is Stuart Briber, and I am a teacher of physics here at Independence. Before that, I was an expert witness to reconstruction expert, working privately with a consulting firm doing accident reconstruction and forensics of physical evidence.
Very interesting. Very interesting. What math skills did you use at work?
Oh, it's basically algebra and geometry.
And
we have to make maps. Sometimes we have to measure and make maps of our measurements using geometry. And then the calculations for energy and momentum in an accident, or in a case of a ballistics, like a bullet firing or something like that, would involve algebra.
So how do you use math in the line of your work?
Well, forensics is basically applying scientific principles to analyze evidence and find out what is the story that created that evidence. What's the case of, for example, car accidents were most of our work. And you look at things like skid marks and where the damage occurred on the car, how deep the damage was, how much injury happened to the people. And you'd figure out things like how much energy and how much speed was involved in the collision. So the math involved would be equations for conservation of energy, which is algebra equations. And then there would be some fancy computer algorithms that we would use to actually calculate back how much energy was in a collision, how much kinetic energy, and then we could figure out the speeds of the cars that had the accident.
Interesting. Do you think a person can be successful in this career without solid math skills?
It would be very hard. There's parts of it that involve art, for example, making graphics for the courtroom to illustrate the facts of an accident and to try to help explain why the accident happened and maybe who's at fault, things like that. But to do the analysis, math is essential.
Okay. What math classes did you take in high school or college to prepare you for this career?
Well, the math classes I had were the classes I needed to get a physics degree, which was algebra, calculus, and differential equations. But I've used some calculus, but I haven't used differential equations. However, some of the algorithms that calculate, for example, if you tell a computer program how much collision damage a car had and in what part of the car, the calculations to work out the speed of the impact can be very difficult. More advanced equations.
So what suggestions regarding math can you give somebody who's interested in pursuing this career? So basically, what advice would you give them if they wanted to pursue this career?
Well,
as a teacher or
I think just as in general life, just kind of get a math orientation, look at situations around you and ask yourself questions like, I wonder how much force maybe made something happen, or I wonder how fast something's going, or how long would it take to go from here to there, like two different positions, as you're just going through your daily life. If you can kind of start to answer those sorts of questions, that's the basic mathematical kind of thinking that you need to develop. As far as education goes, take all the math you can, algebra, geometry. You can get into calculus, take that, and keep going in college. Math is a skill. It's not something most people that enjoy that much. It's just a tool to get answers for questions.
So do you have any last comments or anything left to say?
It's a lot of fun because every case that we would get would be a mystery. We'd have witness comments, witness statements about what they saw happen, but witnesses often don't say accurately what they really see. They don't keep it in their memory correctly. So finding out what really happens in the case of a murder case or an accident is basically a mystery. And being able to unravel the mystery by analyzing physical evidence and finding out what the facts really were was really fascinating. And being able to then draw the complete picture of what came down is fun.
All right then. Thank you. Thank you very much.